UK's lockdown. Today I'm at work for a bit, so we're going to be heading off to Reading, then we're going to be going to Swindon, then back to Oxford to where I live. Today should be quite a short day, to be honest, at work, as long as everything goes well. It's hard to tell, but you know, so far things are looking quite good. And yeah, I mean, once I'm done with work, I'll be back home, then doing not a lot because obviously we're in a lockdown. So maybe go out on my bike later on, just depends on what time we get back from work. Okay, so I've just got home from work. Currently uploading the vlog, and the time right now is, where's the time on the Mac? Up here. 7:08. And the news I've heard today, it's just been more people catching the virus. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, has got COVID-19. And also whoever the person is who's the leader of the Health Secretary in the UK has also contracted COVID-19 as well. So, I mean, it's probably loads more people as well, but God knows what's going to happen by the end of this. So, I already know, obviously, Tom Hanks and Rita Ora, and there's other people who's got the virus as well. It's spreading to people you wouldn't expect to, you know, sort of come out to say they've got the virus. So, I'm just browsing Twitter right now to see what's trending. We have apparently 925 recoveries in Italy. We have 969 deaths in the past 24 hours. 1,000 people died in the past 24 hours in Italy. It just seems to get worse and worse as you look at these numbers and these figures. 1,000 people in one day. This is a bit of a delayed one because I keep on forgetting to mention it, but in the UK, you never get your government texting you about anything, like on a big scale, like mass text messages. They just don't do it in the UK. I noticed when I was in America, in Florida, when someone went missing while we were there, they actually sent out text messages to people's phones, even to our phones who were, you know, we're just there for a few weeks, obviously, because we're foreigners and we're tourists. We still got text messages from the government saying there's a missing person of this age, this name or whatever. This is a description. Keep an eye out for this person. It was on billboards. It was on, you know, everywhere. The radio stations. But the main thing was that the government sent out text messages. And I know for a fact that in like New York, when you have like a terrorism alert or you have like warning for weather alerts, the government always sends you out text messages to everyone who lives in that city so they know what's going on in case you don't watch the news. In the UK, that never happens. On Tuesday, when this all happened, we had our first day of the vlog, I keep on forgetting to mention the fact that we had a text message as well. I received this text message. It's quite a simple one, but just in case you don't watch the news or anything, it's a text message saying there are new laws in place because of this virus. Please make sure you are aware of these laws and whatever, and follow them and don't break them, otherwise you're going to be fined. Now that tells me because the British government never do mass texting, because they've done it for this situation, this is going to be a pretty big situation, and a lot of people are predicting that at the moment the UK is in lockdown for 3 weeks, and after these 3 weeks Boris Johnson's going to be reviewing and seeing if we need to be in lockdown for longer. A lot of people are predicting that we're going to be in lockdown for a lot longer than just these 3 weeks. And to be honest, at the moment, the way things are going, I think that we're going to be in lockdown for longer as well. Big events are being cancelled at the moment, like every festival possible in the UK are being cancelled right now. Yeah, like everything you can think of is either being cancelled or postponed. I'm going to say it right now, and I would have said it a week ago, the Japan 2020 Olympics are going to be cancelled because it just can't happen. Don't know what's going to happen with the presidential inauguration and like that whole thing in America, whether that's going to be affected, because normally they rally up and they get big groups of people to support their president before they come into presidency. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. Maybe it's going to have to all be like done differently this time round, because that's coming up in like October, November time, I think. There's so many things this year. Every 4 years on the Olympic year is the presidential election year. You know, every 4 years, 2016, 2020, 2024, 2028, etc. They are the years where you're going to have the presidential elections, the Olympics, and I'm pretty sure there's other major events as well. And the fact that it's a leap year as well, it just seems to be the main thing, like every 4 years. And it happens to be that we get this huge world-changing virus on one of those very important years where we just have everything going on right now. So it's really interesting seeing how the world is reacting to this right now. Anyway, other than that, not a lot has really happened today. Again, it's just been a few people that have contracted COVID-19. Yeah, I mean, there's no new information, there's no new rules or anything. So that's about it for the update on the COVID-19 side. Again, because we're in a lockdown, I can't do anything. It's currently nighttime right now. Can't go out on my bike because I think there's a curfew of like certain time, but I'm not too sure. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and read this book, which is Randy Blythe's book from Lamb of God. essentially for when he's locked up in prison. I need to get into the book more. I've only read like a couple chapters, need to read more of it because it's a really good book. I've just been super busy with everything and with life. Before I end off this video for today, I really just want to mention something that happened last night at 8 o'clock, which is something called ClapForOurCarers. Now, I mentioned in yesterday's vlog how in England we had the NHS, and these people are constantly on like a thin line, and you know they're really struggling for money, they struggle for like staff, everything, and that's why it was amazing. 560,000 people volunteered to help out. And I also mentioned in yesterday's vlog about how everyone's pulling together and they're just showing more appreciation for everything. Well, this is literally that. So essentially, yesterday was the event of something that was started by one person who decided to try and make this thing go viral and try and get some appreciation for the NHS staff, the nurses, the doctors, everyone who's coming together to basically fix up this country and help people who've got the virus. So one person decided to make a quick, simple post or a picture for everyone to share, and it's called Clap for Our Carers, and essentially it had a date and a time, which was the 26th of March 2020 at 8 p.m. for everyone to go to their windows, go to their front doors, and to start making noise, clapping, hitting bin lids, whatever it might be, for people to make noise. And all throughout the country there were people who did this, and it got so big that it was heard throughout small towns, big towns, cities, villages, everywhere. Most people I've spoken to today said that they heard some sort of noise yesterday at that time, and unfortunately I didn't record any of the event because I actually missed the event because I was sleeping at the time. But watching the videos, because it was actually covered on media, which was really cool to see. It went a lot bigger than I initially expected it to. When I first saw it, I thought, well, we'll share it, but it wasn't something that I thought would really get the attention it did. News coverage, there was, you know, it's just crazy the amount of people who actually did this, which again shows that when people want to pull together and be one and, you know, just look out for each other, that people really do, and it's just such a cool gesture more than anything. I just thought it was really cool that people are showing appreciation for the staff this early on into the 3-week lockdown. Who knows what's going to bring by the time we finish this lockdown, or even after this 3 weeks we'll probably get more of an extension. So who knows what this period of time is going to bring us. Already we're looking at things like this, which I think are just great for people being brought together and really just focusing less on technology and focusing more on the now and your neighbours and helping out everyone, because you know, people are being nicer. People are going to the shop for their neighbours if they need it, because their neighbours might not be as able to go to the shops as often as them. And, you know, it's just bringing a nice positive atmosphere in general. So, though this is a terrible disease, and though it's affected people you may like celebrities or your family or whoever it might be, some good always comes out of things that are seemingly just bad. And, you know, good is coming out of this as well. There's other things I've not spoken about, like for example, in China the pollution has plummeted. In Italy, the dirty, murky waters have now cleared up and you can see fish in there. Dolphins were seen near the bay of, I think it was Venice, that hasn't been seen for years and years, because humans are no longer inhabiting these areas, and only within the space of like a week of humans being locked up, you know, are all these animals and nature in general just taking over again. You know, it's just cool to see. Okay, that's going to be the end of this video. If you like it, go ahead, leave a like rating, subscribe to it. Hopefully you're enjoying the daily vlog so far with the UK's lockdown. This has been day number 4. Haven't really vlogged too much because, again, I spent most of the day at work. So, you know, just giving you a bit of an update about what's happened in the world and what's new, which, you know, just happens to be what I've spoken about in this video. So if you like this sort of thing, just go ahead, watch the playlist from the first episode if you'd like to, or if you've already watched it, then thank you. I appreciate all of you who have come by, who are watching my videos. It really means the world to me right now. Yeah, till next time, catch you in a bit, and peace out.